So I want to talk about a very interesting conversation I had with one of my best friends when we were around 20 years old. This was in the peak of my incel days. He might see this video, and to this day, he denies that we ever had this conversation. But I have to share this with you guys to show you where my mind was at before I discovered game. So around this time, I had just gotten out of a relationship with a very sweet girl. At that time, not to be rude to anybody, but a very big girl. I was a big boy, and it was sort of this little relationship where we were together because we were kind of the only ones that each other could get. And while I was in that, I wasn't really attracted to her, and I just would always think about how one day I would hope that I could be with a more attractive woman. And I had said something to my buddy about how I would love to eventually have a wife that looked like this other girl from our high school. And this girl was hot. And he said to me, he goes, and he wasn't being rude, it just at the time it was the truth. He goes, but like you're not, you're never really gonna get like a hot chick like that. And I go, yeah, I know, but whatever. And that was it. It was just like this passing little thing, but I remember thinking about it later, just thinking, yeah, I really won't. Like that's not for me. I won't end up with an attractive woman. My life plan was to eventually just kind of keep running the game I ran, which was to be little fucking best friends with all these different girls. And then eventually they would ideally like me. And then I would start asking them out after knowing each other for 6 months to a year. That was kind of my strategy, and I would get rejected, and it was brutal because now you've invested 6 months to a year in these women. But I truly felt completely hopeless with women, and I was incredibly horny, very, very horny, jerking off all the time, thinking about different chicks, even watching porn, and it just wasn't in my realm. And I had to share this with you guys because until the day came where I realized at 22 and a half, when I found my first video that my buddy Sam sent me, where it explained that you can learn to get good with women, until I found out that that was something you learn and you can get better at. And I'm seeing all these videos of guys that are out just talking to random girls. I couldn't even fathom it. There was no reality where if it wasn't in our little friend circle that I would go talk to a woman. It just was, none of this was in my reality. And so then when I realized, that light switch flipped, where it was like, you can learn this, you can get better at this. You're terrible now, and because you have no women, you don't really care about your weight and how you look. And because you don't care about your weight and how you look, you also are not even going to go out and get new women. You're not even going to try. And everything just flipped when I realized that I could learn this. And I just wanted to share this with you guys because I've now slept with hundreds of women from day game and night game, some from online. I'd say roughly 20 over all the years of game. I've dabbled in online game here and there, but it's all mostly been cold approach. Massive percentage is cold approach. And it has given me so much freedom. It's given me so much hope. I have had the most insane experiences over the last 10 years in game. Beautiful, fucking insane moments that I will be laying on my deathbed thinking about. And I know that so many of you are watching this video right now, and you just still, even after discovering that you can learn this, you still don't believe it's for you. What I find to be the most common reason for this is that you went out and you tried a little bit. You tried a little bit. You did like one or two one night. You did maybe two another night. It took all the courage you had. And then essentially you caved under having just a couple of rejections. And what I would pose to you is truly, what kind of man are you? Are you a weak man? Are you a coward? Are you lazy? I think those are pretty much the three traits that no man would ever want to identify with: cowardice, laziness, weakness. And I really have to be brutally honest with you guys, and I'm sorry this might hurt some of you, but if you don't have women in your life, if you're very unsatisfied with the women in your life, and you're unable to go out and do cold approaches, just even spark up some conversation with women, you can tell yourself it's all this bullshit, it's trauma, it's society, it's this and that. You're either lazy, weak, or a coward. And the faster that you face that about yourself and you admit to yourself, I am a coward, the sooner that you can start actually making progress into becoming a brave man. One of my favorite quotes of all time is, leaders are not fearless. Leaders take action in the face of fear. And I love that because I'll be brutally honest with you guys. To this day, after thousands of cold approaches, sleeping with hundreds of women, I'm just a naturally kind of anxious guy. This is sort of I'm not a chill dude. You guys could probably tell from my videos. I think all you guys that have come on boot camps and met me, like, I'm not like a sit around and chill kind of guy. I'm really not. I'm a little fucking high strung. And so I still will see a woman and those little bit of nerves start popping up and that fat kid from the past still creeping into my mind. And I just have to take the action in the face of that fear and just make it happen. And I do. I make it happen over and over again. And nobody can ever take that from me. I am brave. I'm a brave man. And I can say that with absolute confidence that in the face of fear, I take a lot of action. Even when I first started this YouTube channel and other little ventures I did. I had a comedy podcast back in the day. I did stand-up comedy 300 times. I borderline had a panic attack almost every single time before I did stand-up comedy. These were like open mics and sometimes some bigger shows and things, but I did it over and over again in the face of fear. And so I just had to share this with you guys and share with you that my mind never believed I was capable of this. And if your mind doesn't believe it, I promise you it is, that you are capable of it. You just have to be willing to take action in the face of fear and be a leader of yourself, of your own actions, and then one day eventually a leader of women, a leader in maybe your peer circle and of your family one day. And I think this is incredibly important, and I think this is the only real path to being a fulfilled man, to being a man who will lay on his deathbed and look back and say, I gave it my all. I wasn't a coward. I think that's the worst one probably. You don't want to be a coward. So I just launched bootcamp tour dates as well. If you guys are really serious about this and you really want to face these fears and get results and be able to hook up with the women that you're attracted to, then I implore you to click the link down below. You'll apply for the bootcamp and speak with either myself or one of my assistants, and we're coming all across the world. So to all you boys out there that have always said, Aaron, when are you coming to Europe? After 6.5-ish years of running my brand, this Aaron Alexander coaching brand, I'm finally coming to Europe. So I better be hearing from some of you guys. I look forward to seeing you and enjoy the next coming videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you in the field. Peace.